Hello everyone, I'm Tracy and thank you for tuning in today. So today's video is going to be a follow-up with some updates about what's going on with the H.A.R.T project, and that is the rail system being built in Honolulu. But before I get started, if you have not done so already, please subscribe before you leave and like, comment, and share this video with as many people as possible so we can get the word out. So with that, let's get started. I will kind of recap a little bit about why I am doing this video. And I did a previous video going into the Honolulu TOD corridor project. I'll put that video right here if you want to learn more. And I also did a video talking about the resignation of one of the top directors. His name was Nate Mettings, and he resigned suddenly and moved to the mainland for family reasons. And I'm going to play this exchange that took place in April between Lori Kahikina, the CEO of the H.A.R.T project, and Colleen Hanabusa, who is one of the top directors. And this is regarding the resignation of Nate.
It was an FMLA issue.
No, he made his decision already. So I didn't. He made his decision, and I wasn't going to.
That's not my point. That's not my point, Lori. My point is he's somebody who's critical to this project.
All right, so that was Colleen getting upset because she felt that Lori didn't do enough to retain Nate by offering him a leave of absence or the ability to work remotely. But according to Kahikina, his mind had already been made up and there was no changing his mind. And since then, Lori Kahikina has come forward and discussed the treatment she's been getting from the other board member. And I'll play that right now.
H.A.R.T CEO Lori Kahikina says that she's been the victim of bullying by some of its board members and doesn't see herself being part of the rail project much longer. Our Rick Kwan talked to Kahikina today about the treatment she's received and her contract status.
It was an FMLA issue.
No, he made his decision already. So
ongoing tension between H.A.R.T CEO Lori Kahikina and board chair Colleen Hanabusa boiled over during the April 12th board meeting, when Hanabusa accused Kahikina of not doing enough to retain project director Nate Mettings, who had abruptly resigned and moved to the mainland for family reasons.
I didn't. He made his decision, and I wasn't going to.
That's not my point. That's not my point, Lori. My point is he's somebody who's critical to this project.
More than a month later, Kahikina remains upset over the treatment she received that day.
Bullying, harassment, non-professionalism. You know, city has several policies: non-workplace violence, non-harassment, and respectful workplace. And I do think the situation I'm in now has been violated.
Kahikina's $275,000 a year contract expires at the end of the year. She does not expect to be around much longer.
The board keeps deferring the discussion on my contract. So I get the feeling they don't want me here. Actually, certain board members don't want me here. I do have support of certain board members, but I kind of see the writing on the wall. You keep deferring. You're not talking about my contract month after month. I get the feeling that I'm not wanted here.
When Mayor Rick Blangiardi was asked about the situation, his office issued a statement saying he expects H.A.R.T leadership and the board to conduct themselves professionally at all times and put the project ahead of personal differences. He also believes the matter should be resolved by H.A.R.T. Board member Natalie Iwasa supports Kahikina and says the mayor needs to do more to resolve the situation.
Just for him to say, well, H.A.R.T needs to work it out, in my opinion, is not good enough. Because now we are in a very public situation and we have bidders that are coming. Their bids are due in July. And we have this instability here that's, it's not good.
Island News did reach out to Hanabusa to get her side of the story, but did not hear back. When I asked Kahikina if she was still hoping to get an apology from Hanabusa, she laughed.
It's been about a month, and you would have thought something would have come out if that was the intent, so I'm not holding my breath.
The next HART board meeting is June 7th. It still remains to be seen if Kahikina's contract will be on the agenda. Rick Kwan, Island News.
All right. She also went public with how it's been difficult to retain employees and recruit at the high level because the person coming in wants to know who their boss is, and she doesn't know if she's going to be around next year because her contract ends, and it is starting to look like she will not be offered an extension to her contract. So this also brings up the other board member, Colleen Hanabusa, and let's see, we should maybe go into something else that came up because I did want to also touch on Colleen Hanabusa's connections to the UN and potentially the WEF or the globalist agenda in general. And this is a speech she gave in 2007, and it's full of globalist talking points and words. She is very pro sustainability, and she is pushing for she wants to get Hawaii off the dependency on fossil fuels and imports. So they want to be more, I guess, independent. But so far as the rail project goes, it does not seem like it's going very well. It's been some time, and it's a very unpopular project. So here's some more of her speech. Right. Sustainability task force that she's trying to establish. Now I'm going to I'm going to kind of briefly go into this topic, and then I'll follow it up with a more in-depth video. But we looked into the background of board member Colleen Hanabusa, and she was a state senator in the early 2000s, and she was actually the president of the state senate. She is an attorney, and she has been in politics for some time. And Shane came across this article about how some of the Hawaii lawmakers are involved with companies that get government contracts or even own some of these companies. Not just that, there have been accusations of Colleen taking bribes from government contractors in exchange for contributions for her campaign. She was a politician, not so much anymore, but there have been a number of bribes that she's been accused of. And also in this list is Donovan Dela Cruz. He's also a state senator from the Wahiawa area.
All the donations were proper and legal, but to make a statement that we don't condone this type of activity, that we don't approve of it, we're going to be taking the donations that we received and redirecting them to campaign spending.
Now, I spoke of Senator Dela Cruz when I went over SB 3381, and that was a Senate bill that would have given the control of the redevelopment of West Maui to a panel of 9 people. And the reason that that bill was so controversial, it had a lot of very questionable parts. One of them being that the entire West Maui was going to be given to the control of these 9 people, and these 9 members would have been appointed. So that also brought in another state senator, Kurt Favela, who put an amendment into that bill requiring that these members get elected and not appointed, and they could not take contributions of more than $100. So I feel like that put a wrench into their plans for this SB 3381, and it eventually did not pass. I also think because there was a lot more awareness about this bill and the problems that it posed, that it died on the Senate floor, or Senate or House floor, but it might be rewritten and revisited at another time. But that bill did not pass, and that was a few months ago. Okay, and then also looking into these large contributions, these are politicians who took large donations from government contractors. And looking at this list, there are a few names that really stood out. One is Neil Abercrombie, who was a former governor of Hawaii. And I believe he was the governor when I was living there, so some time ago. Also, David Ige, who was also the governor of Hawaii. The current governor, Josh Green, is also here. Colleen Hanabusa. The mayor of Honolulu, Rick Blangiardi, is on that list. Also, U.S. Senator Brian Schatz is there, and here you see Donovan Dela Cruz taking large amounts of money from government contractors. So I'm going to be going into more detail in a subsequent video, and yeah, I'll dig a little bit deeper into this. And it's really important for, especially if you live in Hawaii, it's very important to be aware of what's going on because of the expense of this project. It's costing taxpayers $10 billion. And the project was funded in 2005. So it's been taking some time to get this project off the ground. And it looks like there's been many problems, and it's the more recent problems are actually putting the whole project at risk. And that would be not just a huge loss of money, but a huge loss of resources. And this time that's been spent on this is going to just go to waste. And that would be a real shame. Although there is not a lot of support for this rail system amongst the residents of Honolulu. From comments from these videos, I've heard a lot of people saying that they are not interested in using the rail system, and they're certainly not interested in paying for the rail. And because of the low ridership, it's costing taxpayers over $70 per rider to use the rail system. So it's become a very big waste of money so far. And I think that's going to do it for now. And so I'll be doing an update to this coming up. So be looking out for that. So if you have not subscribed yet, please do so. And please like, comment, and share this video and let as many people know about what's going on. And that's going to do it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.